reactions at the support, horizontal reaction and vertical reaction, as well as at any point or any section in the arch profile, we have to determine the shear, bending moment and axial force or normal thrust. So, we will take a find the support reactions and bending moment, normal thrust, that is your axial force along the profile, right? So at any section along the profile, force along that axis is called normal thrust, and normal thrust and radial shear, that is shear force, radial shear at a section 4 meters from left support of a three-hinged parabolic arch span 20 meters and rise 4 meters. The end supports or at same level So all data is given. So that means you have a three-hinged arch. Generally, I told you the three hinges, two hinges will be at the supports, end supports, and the third hinge usually will be at the apex point or highest point in the arch. So in the case of arches having same level, having support at same level, the maximum apex will be exactly at the center. If they are at different level, apex point may be at any point, depending upon that where we provide. So the given data, this is, you call it as A, B, C. On the end supports are at same level. The load on the arches, on the arch, are as shown in figure. So you can take the load on this arch, both UDL, a UDL of say 10 kilonewton per meter, and another concentrated load of 50 kilonewton. So these are the loading. So this is that arch supports are at same level. So that is, this is perfectly horizontal, and the span of the arch we denote by the symbol L, that is equal to 20 meters, and the rise is the vertical height of that half hinge above the springing level. This is called springing level, and this is that rise. They usually denoted by the symbol H, and this is 4 meters. And you have to find out the support reactions, that is this VA, EB, and this HB, this is HA, right? As well as you have to find out at a section 4 meters from left end at any section, that is here, x is equal to 4 meters from left end, we have to evaluate what are the forces in the arch, that is bending moment, axial force or normal thrust, and radial shear, that is normal to that axis, what are the force which is acting, whatever that things you have to determine. So this is, I will call it as D point, section 8D. So we have to find out support reactions in this. So as already I told, first let us find the support reactions. To find support reactions. To find support reaction. Basically it is a parabolic arch, its profile is parabolic. Parabolic I have told now.
Yes sir, 3-hinged parabolic arch.
3-hinged parabolic arch I have told. So this is parabolic shape. So you should know what is the equation of this particular profile, equation to the curve of that particular structure. Since it is parabolic, usually the equation is y, rise at any point, is at any distance x is given by y equals 4hx by L squared into L minus x. At any distance x, the height y is given by y equals 4 into h into x divided by L squared into L minus x. If you take the origin as the left hand. If you take the origin as this apex, then that y is equal to just some constant into x squared. That constant is usually equal to 4h by L squared. That constant. H and L, they are constant. Either you can take the parabolic equation either in the form of y equals kx squared, taking origin at the center, or origin at one of the support points, that is usually left point, you can take it as 4hx by x squared, and you can get the profile of the arch. That is one thing you have to remember. In case of parabolic arch, what is the equation to the profile? If it is semicircle or segment, it is the equation of the circle which we are taking. That we will show you another example. So to find support reactions first. So first I will apply the 3 equations for finding the support reaction. Sigma h equals 0. So you will have HA plus minus HB. I have taken HA like this, compression only. HA and this is minus HB is equal to 0 because there is no inclined load given. Or HA equals HB, each is equal to H. See, that means whenever the arch is subjected to only vertical loads, always the end horizontal reactions are equal from this condition that you are observing, right? Always the horizontal reaction, 2 horizontal reactions are equal. If there is an inclined load, then this is H and this is the H minus whatever the horizontal component of that inclined load. That's all. No other change. So next, we can apply sigma V equals 0. Then you have VA plus VB both acting up, and the total load, given load acting down is 10 into, this is 10 meters.
Yes sir.
So 100 plus 150, that is 10 into 10 plus 50, that is 150. So this is your A, this is B. Next, you take moment about any one of the supports, either left support or right support. You will get the hand equation. So I will take MA is equal to 0. You take moment of all the forces about A. So then you will get VB into 20. 20 VB, which is in the anti-clockwise direction. This H and VA will not give any moment. Then this 50. 50 into this distance. That is, this 50, I have not given what distance. We can take it as exactly at 5 meters. So that means this is 15. 50 into 15 is the clockwise direction. That I will take like that. 50 into 15. Then this 10 into 10, which is acting here at a distance, again 5. So 10 into 10 into 5. That's 10 into 10 into 5. That's all. So from this 20 VB, this is equal to 750 and this is 500. Therefore, VB equals, this is 1250 divided by 20, that is equal to 62.5 kilonewtons. So this is 62.5 kilonewtons. Now from B, this is your C. So from B, VA equals,
150 minus 62.
so 150 minus
62.5.
62.5, that is
87.5.
huh?
87.5.
87.5 kilonewtons. 87.5. So you have determined vertical reaction. Only the horizontal reaction H you have to determine. HA and HB, they are equal. If you determine that horizontal reaction, then that first step of finding the support reaction is over. So how to find the value of H? You take free body, because there is one more condition, MC is equal to 0 I told you.
Fourth
This fourth condition. So I will take free body diagram towards left or right of that apex hinge and take moment about that, I will get H. That's as simple as that. That's a simple, straightforward process. Then once you determine the support reactions, at any insertion, you can evaluate the internal forces. So, next, to find H, consider free body diagram towards either left or right. I will take right towards right of C, that is apex hinge, like that. This is that C. This. You have H. You have here vertical reaction 62.5 kilonewtons, and you have one concentrated load 50 kilonewtons, which is at a distance equals 5 meters, and this distance is 10 meters because it is half of the span. That's all. Now you apply the third equation, sigma MC is equal to fourth equation, sigma MC is equal to 0, and this height, that is above this springing line here, this is 4 meters, that is given. So sigma MC equals 0 if you take, then you will get 50 into 5, 50 into 5 clockwise, and this plus H into 4, that also clockwise, that is equal to 62.5 into 10, that is anti-clockwise. Therefore, 4H is equal to 625 minus 250, that is equal to 375, or H is equal to
375 divided by
4,
93.75.
93.75
75.
kilonewtons. That's all. You have determined all the support reaction. That's the first step. So I have to apply only equations of equilibrium. That is three equations of regular equilibrium for planar structures, along with one more external condition imposed, that is moment about top of X is 0. That's all. Next, we will take up that second part, find the bending moment, normal thrust, radial shear. That is the internal force developed on account of this loading at any point. So to find, next second, to find bending moment, normal thrust, and radial shear. That is shear force, axial force, as well as bending moment. That three internal forces will determine. To find bending moment, normal thrust, radial shear at section 4 meters from left end. That is at D. So you have to find out MD, ND or D. So you just take that D point. You consider this as we did here. Consider the free body diagram of the arch towards left of D, as in this figure. Left of the X, left of the. You have marked all the forces. One is, of course, is UDL, 10 kilonewton per meter, and this reaction at A, you have determined this is 87.5 kilonewtons, and this H, you are getting
93.75.
93.75. Correct?
Yes, sir.
93.75 kilonewtons, that is this horizontal reaction, and this is that X equals 4 meters at any distance, and this we take it as Y, vertical height. That Y you can determine from the equation of the profile. Here it is parabolic profile, that Y you can determine. So since the given arch is parabolic, we have the equation for arch as Y equals 4H X divided by L square into L minus X. This you have to remember. That is the equation of the parabolic arch, where H is the rise, L is the span, X is the point where that vertical height is to be measured at any point, L is span. So this is the equation. Here X is equal to 4 meters. At X is equal to 4 meters, this Y is given by 4 into H is also 4. X is 4 divided by L square, that is 20 square. This is 20 minus 4. This is 64 into 16. 64 into 16 divided by, this is 400.
2.56.
2.56.
6.
This is Y. And also at this point, we have to draw a tangent at that point. This is the tangent. This is tangent at D. And the force along this tangent D is called normal thrust. And the force normal to this tangent, this is normal to tangent. at D. So the force along this, we call it as the radial shear. Force along this. Always the force towards the center, because this is the profile towards the center inside is the positive direction. Normal thrust is compression. Always. All these compressive force we take that. You take that forces in the positive direction like this. And now this has to be in equilibrium, this particular portion. So here you have 87.5 kilonewton upward. Here we have 10 into 4, 40, which is acting down. Therefore, here there must be a vertical reaction, Vd. So that because this has to be in equilibrium. For this portion to be in equilibrium, sum of all vertical forces 0. That is 87.5 minus 40 and plus Vd. This 87.5 minus 40 is 47.5. That is your Vd. Similarly, sigma h is equal to 0. This has to be in equilibrium. Sigma h equals 0. This is 93.75. So here also this has to be this opposite.
93.75.
So this is HD. That is 93.75. So first you determine Vd and HD to keep this in equilibrium. Then we have to determine normal thrust N and R. You find out what is this inclination theta with the horizontal at this point D of the normal as well as this radial shear. Radial shear will be at 90 minus theta because this is normal to tangent. So you resolve this HD and Vd along the tangent and along the normal, you will get normal thrust, radial shear. And bending moment you take towards left of the section all the forces, take moment due to all the forces about D, you will get the bending. That is the simple straightforward process for evaluating at any point what is the bending moment, normal thrust, radial shear. It is clear that's how to find the integral force with this completed analysis. So first you draw the free body diagram at the section where bending moment, normal thrust, radial shear to be determined. That free body diagram has to be in equilibrium. Find the reactions at D, horizontal as well as vertical. Then remember the definition of normal thrust, radial shear at the section and find out the forces along that tangent and normal, which is nothing but normal thrust, radial shear, and also bending moment. You will get the result. That is the simple straightforward process. If this is understood, then there is nothing here. It's all just simple straightforward calculation. Whether they are at same level or at different level or profile, whether it is segment, semicircle or is parabolic like this, only that equation will be changed. Other than this, there is nothing here in this topic, that is arches. So having understood that, continue. So find out bending moment at D. Therefore, MD, that is bending moment at section D, that is MD, is equal to, you take moment of all these forces about that D, that is 87.5 into 4. This MD you take in the anti-clockwise direction always. That's it.
Yes, sir.
So that is here, that is MD. This is that MD and written. So this is, that's why I have taken this side, 87.5 into 4. Then this horizontal reaction, that's also anti-clockwise, correct? Huh?
So first one is
So minus.
minus
93.75 into This
2.56.
y, that's why I have already calculated that one. That's the only thing you have to remember. That into 2.56.
56.
Then this load is there due to that load that is also in the anti-clockwise direction, that is minus 10 into 4 into 2. That's the moment due to the load. This you can simplify.
30. Total final answer is 30.
Final answer is
30.
304. Yes, that is bending moment at D. Next, normal thrust. Normal thrust at D, or axial force at D, that is N is equal to, as I told you, you have to, for equilibrium, you have to find out reactions developed here, resolved component of that. That is nothing but this Hp, if you resolve here along the normal and along the radial direction, you will get like this and like this. Right? Similarly, this Vd, you can resolve horizontally and vertically. That you have to be very careful, so that you just watch how I am resolving here. You have that component. This is along that normal. This is parallel to tangent. Similarly, this Vd, you resolve along this and along this. The result, because this Vd is down, so this has to be like that, this. Correct? Huh? This is how it is going to be resolved. This is theta. This is the theta. So here, when this is theta, this is 90 minus theta, so this has to be theta. So this has to be theta again. So that means along the tangent, the resolved component is this Vd sin theta. Here, resolved component is Vd sin theta. That you have to be careful. Resolve it. If this is understood, then it's okay. So this Hd, I will take force along the tangential direction, that is this. So this is theta, it is adjacent side cos, Hd cos theta. I will write that cos theta as it is. This is Hd cos theta. This is Hd cos theta. This is Hd
Sin theta.
sin theta. Here, this is Vd sin theta, because this is opposite.
Yes.
This is Vd
Cos theta.
cos theta. That, if you know, there is nothing here. Okay, that theta we will determine after that, again from that profile. So N is equal to Hd cos theta, which is like this.
Vd sin theta.
Vd sin theta, that's also
Yes.
like that. So it is plus Vd sin theta. So on Hd is, you have determined already what is
93.75.
Hd.
93.75.
Huh?
93.75.
93.75. 93.75 cos theta plus Vd. Vd is 47.5 sin theta. Yeah. So this is first, this is second result, and radial here, radial here at D, that is your R, is nothing but radial here is the force along this normal, that is nothing but
Hd sin theta.
this along normal, Hd
Sin
sin theta. HD sin theta, that is in that radial direction, whereas this,
VD cos theta.
this is
VD cos theta.
VD
Cos theta.
cos theta. Is it positive or negative?
Both are in same direction.
No, this has to be like this. See? This plus this is equal to this. So this is like that. HD sin theta, it is minus. This is our direction, it's opposite. Then this is VD cos theta,
Cos theta.
that is in the same direction. VD cos theta. Or this is equal to minus 93.75 sin theta plus 47.5 cos theta. That's it. So only you have to find out theta. If I determine theta, it's completed. The theta you can substitute here, you will get everything, MD, normal force and radiation. Clear? That's this. To find theta, that I will indicate. So the narrow points of this estimation of this y from the profile, theta is also from that profile equation only. And VD, HD for equilibrium, you have to write, you have to resolve correctly and sine along tangent and normal at D, you will get this force. But for this, there is nothing. It's only the solution. To find theta. So we have y equals, again you take that equation of the parabola, and that one 4hx by x square into L minus x, or this you can write it as 4hx by L minus 4hx square divided by L square. Then you find out dy by dx, which is nothing but what? Tan theta. That you can take it as theta itself, because of theta is being small. That is equal to, that's all the simple calculation. So you differentiate this part
4h
with
by
respect to x. This is 4h
by L
divided by
L.
L. This
Minus
is 8hx
by
divided by L square. So, or tan theta is equal to this, I will write as tan theta and keep it as tan theta equals 4, h is 4 divided by 20
20.
minus 8 into 4, x is also
4.
4. At that x is equal to 4 we are determining. So this is 400. So we can simplify this. This is 0.8 minus this is
So theta
0.32.
so theta equal
That is equal
25.6.
or tan theta equals 0.48.
So theta equals
So straight away you can determine like this, that is easy. If you have a triangle, this is theta, tan theta is 0.48, that is 48 by 100. Correct, the opposite side by adjacent side, you can find out this. Then sin theta, cos theta, you can find. Either that way you can determine, or from this find theta, tan inverse, sin theta, cos theta. Either way. Whichever is convenient, you can follow. I am giving both types. Tan theta, you know that is 0.48, that is nothing but 48 by 100. So 48 should be opposite side, 100 should be this adjacent. You find out this is nothing but square root of that. So sin theta, cos theta, you can evaluate. You have to get the same solution. Either way you can find out. Therefore, theta equals, since you have determined theta, you can tell me what is that value. Theta
25.5
25.56
5.6
degrees. So you can find out sin theta, cos theta, substitute in this, you will get normal thrust, radial shear. Both you can substituting this value of theta in 2 and 3, we get normal thrust and radial shear. So that completes the problem. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Get this, how to draw the bending moment diagram for the arch. So generally, a general procedure for drawing the bending moment diagram, because this arch, we can treat it as a beam itself, simple beam. So whatever may be the loading here. So this you can treat it as a beam, horizontal beam with this reaction BA, BB, like this, because of whatever loading is there, and due to this horizontal reaction H, you will get moment in the opposite direction. This is clockwise, this is anti-clockwise. Here, this is anti-clockwise, that is clockwise. So one minus of the other. So that is bending moment diagram treating arc as a beam minus bending moment due to H. At any point, the bending moment diagram will be bending moment diagram due to simple beam minus bending moment diagram due to H. That H, bending moment due to this H is H into Y. Y is nothing but the profile of the arch. So we take the profile of the arch itself as the ordinate this thing for everything. Here for this example, you got the bending moment at point D.
4 meters.
How much?
4 meters. Point D.
Bending moment at D, I have rubbed it out.
Yes.
What is that value? You can
30.
find
30.
Huh?
30.
30.
30. Positive.
Whatever it is, anyway that is UDL.
Yes, sir. 30.
UDL here bending moment is 0. Here at these two hinges it is 0. Apex also 0. Since UDL, it has to be parabolic variation. The bending moment diagram has to be like this, parabolic, because it is second degree. Whenever UDL is there, shape of the bending moment diagram has to be parabolic. So as I told you, it has to be plotted above that particular line. Here at point D, whatever value you have found out at D, you can write it. Whatever MD is there, you can write it. That is the bending moment diagram. So then, here it is 0, here also it has to be 0. Then here you have a concentrated load. Due to concentrated load, the bending moment diagram has to be like this. Right? That is, here it is WAB by N. So that value we can evaluate, or you can find out what is the bending moment diagram. A bending moment at under the load, and that value we can write it here, and this is the bending moment diagram. Suppose if you don't have this particular load, only this UDL is there, then simply from here to here you join it, you will get bending moment diagram down. So this is negative, this is positive. If you had a load on this side, if this side also it is UDL only, then it is parabolic. Otherwise, this is the simple way of showing the bending moment diagram. For this example, this is UDL and it's a concentrated load. Under that load, you have to find out what is the bending moment that you take. So that's the procedure for that. So if both are UDL, fully UDL, then it will be like this and like that. That's all, fully positive. This is the procedure for drawing the bending moment diagram in the arch. Here, always bending moment diagram, the bending moment at any point will be lesser than its usual beam equivalent bending moment diagram, because it is beam moment minus moment due to H. So this is economical in resisting the bending moment, the arch structure. However, you are getting axial force. That's by that axial force you have to design. That's all. So in addition to the axial force, the bending moment is negligible in the arches when compared to beam. Whereas in the beam, bending moment is the predominant one. Arches, bending moment is negligible, but it is subjected to axial thrust, and that required cross section area to resist that axial force. P by A should not be more than whatever that allowable permissible stress that you have to satisfy. Other than that, this is a simple structure.